First package. Debate for governorship candidates contesting April election in the state shifted to 25th March 2015. Used as talks during forthcoming elections. An expert raised alarm over increasing cases of prostate cancer. It's also this and more in a moment. So very good morning to you. Welcome to KBC 45 News at Dawn. My name is Agnes Udall King Brown. The organizer of the debate for governorship candidates in Akwa Ibom, Eagles Wings Company Limited, have announced a new date for the debate. It will now hold on Wednesday, 25th March 2015. In a statement, the event manager, Rosemary Etham, says the postponement is to allow the governorship candidates more time to plan for the event. The statement regrets inconveniences they rescheduled may have caused the gubernatorial candidates and advised them and the public to take notes of the new date, 25th March 2015. The debate is slated to hold at the Boom Hall, IPP Way, Uyo. Non-academic activities have returned to public primary and secondary schools in Akwa Ibom, following of strike by teachers, ending the 3-month-old industrial action embarked upon by the Nigerian Union of Teachers. It went to schools in Uyo metropolis and filed in this report.
Spatial balance. Now let's read it again. Number 3.
That teaching at Primary 4, Government Primary School, Car 1 of Fort Obimo Street, Uyo, reviewed academic activities had fully commenced in schools across the state. It also that other people were in their classrooms while teachers were on hand to do their duty. Some teachers expressed happiness to be back to classrooms following the peaceful resolution between the union and government.
Up till now, we have not been compensated. We are hungry, we are starving. Please do something to help us.
I've just finished teaching something in the class, lesson that I thought was teaching hygiene. So I'm happy as well.
Head teacher of the school, Mrs. Nsekanubo, said they had no option than to return to work.
Well, the NUC, who is our leader, that instructed us to go back to school, that all that we needed was done, that they will do everything that we needed.
At secondary school, Ekiritam 2, Itu, local government area, there was excitement among the students as they turned out in large numbers. Junior secondary school 3 students were seen taking their passports in readiness for junior secondary school's examination. Some SS3 students said the resumption of schools was the best option as it gave their teachers the opportunity to cover the WAEC syllabus before the examination.
I want to thank the governor of Akwa Ibom State for calling up the strike. You have been a great thing to us because of us in SS2 again. Now that we are writing our WAEC,
I'm very happy because now we can go back to the school and what the teachers are doing.
I'm very, very happy because the strike has been followed. During the strike, although we were in the house, I read my book and
the school, Dr. Patrick Edem, commended the state government for resolving the conflict, adding that its teachers resumed duty immediately the strike was called off, while students having stayed at home for too long were joyous to return to school. While stressing the need for teachers to double effort to cover the syllabus, Dr. Edem advised students to work harder to succeed.
Because we are not owed anything as at now, 3 weeks were taken by the strike, so teachers statewide should double up effort so that they can cover the syllabus for the term.
Etienne Ibanga reporting.
Akwa Ibom State youth have been charged to channel their energies towards ensuring free, fair, peaceful and credible elections in the state. The chairman of the Ethical and Attitudinal Reorientation Commission, EACOM, Deaconess Christy Wood, gave the charge during a sensitization meeting with students of the College of Education, Afansa, in Sidibom local government area. Correspondents report that the sensitization meeting took place at the college premises.
Deaconess Wood said the call became necessary because youths are the ones that can give credence to good governance. The chairman, who was accompanied by commissioners and management staff of the commission, observed with dismay the recruitment of students and youth as talks by politicians, saying it is high time the youth reject such offers and allow politicians to use their relations as talks. She reminded the youth that the society is built on good morals, adding that a society that love is allowed to the commission decided to visit the college to enlighten the students of
most times they will come out and call you to come and do the bad. Either come and carry away the ballot box and run or hold guns or something. We don't want our children to lose their lives because election is on.
A representative of the institution, Dr. Patrick Uko, appreciated EACOM for the sensitization meeting and expressed the hope that the 2015 general elections would be peaceful. He advised the students against engaging in activities that will mar the elections.
Glance in mind. Recently, it is discovered that prostate cancer is the most
Radio Aquarium of 2015 Aquarium State NNPC MPN Science Quiz Competition for secondary schools in Aquarium State, sponsored by Mobile Producer Nigeria Limited, operator of NNPC MPN Joint Venture Science. The quiz will broadcast on Friday at 5:30 p.m. The opening contest, which will be aired on Friday 13th February 2015, will feature a competition between Methodist Secondary School in Tondang in Uborokara local government area and St. Mary's Senior Science College Edenabak in Abak local government area. Facilitated by the Science Teachers Association of Nigeria, Aquarium States, the science quiz competition is aimed at promoting the study and understanding science subjects by secondary school students in the state. The management of AKVC therefore urged students, teachers, and other interested parties to tune in for science quiz every Friday at 5:30 p.m. beginning Friday 13th February 2015. It could be recalled that science quiz competition has been broadcast on this station for the past 10 years, and this is the 11th edition of the program since its introduction on the airwave. More news after the break. Stay with us.
At the time I saw in the mind. Therefore, it's a man ability. When finally, His Excellency Agappo Minister, when you have been noted that I put the Moses, when you look at what you get, I get a way on. Joseph, Agapanda, and I know for Philip. At the amount of one sitting on a quarter of the amount of one when they make a full of it, all of us is a full of the somebody in a man. Is that Udom is right and fair. For God is the best. For Kwai said, Udom is right and fair. Behold our next governor.
Good to have you staying with us. You're watching the KFC 45 News at Dawn. Experts have raised alarm over the increasing number of people being affected by prostate cancer in the country. According to reports, over 80% of prostate cancer is diagnosed in men who have reached 80 years, while 60% of cases are men over 60 were made available during a public lecture on current perspective in prevention and diagnosis of prostate cancer, organized by the College of Health Sciences, University of Uyo. Patience John tells us more.
Prostate cancer attacks the cells of prostate glands in men. Recently, it is discovered that prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men in Nigeria and the leading cause of death in men worldwide. Professor Martin Bosland of the University of Illinois, Chicago, USA, while delivering a lecture, mentioned risk factors that could predispose to the disease to include diet, consuming red meat and fatty foods, genetic factors including family history, age, obesity, and smoking. He also listed some symptoms of prostate cancer to include fatigue, unexplained weight gain, blood in urine or semen, weakened interrupted urine stream, and increased shortness of breath. Others include pains during urination or ejaculation and frequent urination, especially at night. He advocated that men between the ages of 20 and 40 should be screened for prostate cancer to detect the cancer early.
That's about 30. And in West Africa, it's about 25. Remember that I showed you what the survival over 5 years in the US was? That was 99%. So it's much poorer survival, even in a place in Africa where treatment is reasonably accessible.
Commenting on the high incidence of the disease in the country, Dr. Jackson Obot of the Department of Clinical Pharmacology in the University of Uyo and the Managing Director of Gateway Clinic, Dr. Martins Akpan, regretted the high rates of the disease and advised men to go for screening, as sufferers always present themselves at the late stage of the disease, which usually leads to death.
The awareness is coming up now, and the incidence of prostate cancer in Nigeria has really increased, and we are looking forward to how that can also be treated. But the sad thing is that the drugs used in managing this case has been so expensive. Some, you don't even have it.
Prostate cancer is a topical issue today because the incidence of this is increasing in our society, and many more people are dying from prostate cancer. I've learned about, the predisposing factors, talking about the family relationship, the links and so on, talking about diet and so on, how this could be linked to the incidence of the disease.
Stakeholders are working on new treatments for the disease, while the current methods of hormonal surgery and chemotherapy are being improved. Reporting.
All staff in the News and Current Affairs Directorate of the Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation are invited for a meeting with the Acting Director General of the Corporation, Mrs. Altudorfia, today. A statement signed by the Head Administration and Human Resource Development, Mr. I.S. Hiam, says the meeting will be held at the Intayan Transmitting Station at 10 o'clock in the morning. Attendance is mandatory except those on operational duties as at the time of the meeting. Signs of relief are being heaved as the conflict in eastern Ukraine is about to have a reprieve. There is another report from our segment on international news as presented by Mercy Akara.
The federal government has warned all foreign missions in the country to stop in its internal affairs, particularly its electoral. After 100 heads of missions in Abuja, the minister ambassador reaching the federal government indicates that nations want to interfere in electoral and that the federal government will not take actions.
Can love Nigeria more than Nigerians themselves. Excellencies, let me also take this opportunity to express the strong displeasure of the federal government with the conduct of some heads of missions who have continued to behave as in an imperial manner and in clear breach of the channel of the diplomatic communication. A situation where a head of mission takes on the role of the government, seeking to impose the view
and Germany have reached a deal after 17 hours of talk in on the Ukraine. The of February 15th, reaching an agreement which includes settlements, constitutional reforms, humanitarian issues, prisoners to be released, amnesty should be given to the rebels. Meanwhile, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has offered Ukraine a $5 billion funding package to help the struggling economy. IMF chief Christine Lagarde says alongside the funding would reach $40 billion over a 4-year period. Has said Islamic State lose as he asked Congress to formally authorize and ISIL is on the defensive and that ISIL was going to lose. He warned against dragging the US into another and called to show a united front. The US has carried out airstrikes against ISIL since last year in a coalition with other nations. It's the first since the US president has sought congressional approval to use military force since ahead of the invasion of Iraq.
The resolution we've submitted today does not call for the deployment of U.S. ground combat forces to Iraq or Syria. It is not the authorization of another ground war, like Afghanistan or Iraq. The mission's core objective is of law. He was jailed for a maximum sentence of 10 years. Cho had forced her seal-bound plane to turn the gates because she did not like the way she had been served nuts. The case garnered global interest and caused an uproar in South Korea. Cho, who was the vice president in the airline, was found guilty of obstructing aviation safety. And now football. Everton manager Robert Martinez has accused Chelsea's players of trying to sway the referee during a bad-tempered. Williams' late winner came after Gareth Barry's red card and a fracas in which Branislav Ivanovic escaped censure for a clash with Everton's James McCarthy. Martinez said it was very clear that what the home team were trying to do was influence the referee. A game that looked destined for stalemate came to life in the closing stages after Barry was shown a second yellow card for a trip on Willian. As Ivanovic locked his arm around McCarthy's neck and appeared to push his head towards the Everton midfielder.
Thank you, Mercy. The sleepy village of Okobodi Itumunuso in Ile local government area Tuesday witnessed a large crowd which converged there to sympathize with the former staff of the News Directorate of AKBC, Mrs. Blessing Ekanam, over the death of her husband, the late evangelist Sunday James Ekanam. The funeral rites were conducted by the Assemblies of God, number 3 Clegg Street, Surulere, Lagos. It took place at Usopo Square, Kowedi to Mbonoso, in a local government area. Felix Okum reports.
In the face of God, gather home, you tell the story how we overcome. We'll understand it better by and by.
That song by a former staff of the AKBC, Mrs. Blessing Ekanam, for the sermon, preaching on the theme, Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1a. Pastor Emmanuel Awazie of the Assemblies of God, number 111 Clegg Street, Surulere, Lagos, enjoined Christians to refrain from sinful activities and return to God in repentance. He stressed that only those who are written in God's book of life will spend eternity with God. Awazie warned against the day of accepting Christ as one's personal Lord and Savior, since God determines the day of birth and that of death.
The mind is a powerful force. Everything that one experiences is recorded in the mind. There is nothing that the mind will recall except something that has been impressed upon it.
In a tribute to her late husband, Mrs. Blessing Ekanam described him as a true soldier of the cross who died at his posts.
Darling, I really love you. You used to say, my love for you is greater than yours, but for me, and I will say no, mine is greater. Then we laughed and played together. The thought of their departure threatened me a lot and even overwhelmed me.
Thanks to the late evangelist Sunday Ekanam's faithfulness to God, Elijah Okpabio recalled that the deceased gave his life to Christ after his first school leaving certificate examination in 1981. He commended the deceased's steadfastness in God's vineyard and charged young men and women in Okobedi to emulate the late Ekanam's sterling qualities. The funeral also featured a choral rendition. Felix Okum reporting.
That's it on a package this morning. You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45EU or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. Before we go, a look at the major stories. The date for the debate for governorship candidate contesting the gubernatorial elections in the states have been shifted to now hold on Wednesday, 25th March 2015 at the Boom Hall, U. Also brought to your reports have raised alarm over the increasing cases of prostate cancer in the country. That is it on a package. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, Sport Fair comes up next with Stephen Edigan. Stay with us.